Hi, Elissa. I'm so happy to be here to talk to you today about your patient that you interviewed for the HPW committee for ANPT. So if you haven't seen that recording, I would suggest people go online and watch the recording first of the interview with your patient who has ALS, correct? Yeah. And that should be found right here on this link. So I would want to just dive right in. It's just really quickly ask you a couple questions. The first one being, can you talk about the process that you have going into interviewing like this and what you think went well about the process that you used with this patient?
Right. It's great questions, Karen. Well, for me, I've been really working on kind of my language, right, and how I talk to people and really trying to give them the floor. So trying to use more of a motivational interviewing approach to all my conversations. And so thinking about those OR strategies of open-ended questions, affirmations, reflective listening, and summarizing, specifically for her, her and I have a long history together. So I was able to build upon that in that conversation. And I think what I did well was I did let her share her story. And then I tried to kind of affirm and guide that conversation in a direction. Hopefully that helped us land on a meaningful set of goals for her that were achievable, meaningful to her, and realistic.
What I really liked was when she came up with a goal of she wanted to do 5 miles a day, I think is one of her goals. And when I was listening to it, I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm sure how I responded or if she had seen would be quite different than what you did. And you just said, okay, no, tell me about what your average steps per day is now. And you did this like direct reality orientation without stealing her dream. Like, I thought that was really good redirect. Can you just talk about how do you do that exactly?
Yeah, well, I think so. She's someone that we think about. She's very motivated. Like we hear a lot of I statements. She's got desire, she's got overall confidence, which was wonderful. But for her, yeah, it was really trying to be what's realistic in this time frame. And for me, I really try to never to keep everything that's important to them on the table. So I never try to say that's never possible, but I might be like, okay, that's a really big goal. Let's put that on the table over here. It's not gone, but let's now focus more of what we can do now with the resources that we feel confident about that we have. And then let's move forward from there. So really just trying to never steal those hopes and dreams, but really focusing on what's doable.
Yeah. Is there anything that you would have done differently after listening to that
Oh,
clip?
there's always things I do different. I think I give her the floor quite a bit in the beginning, but then I do build off my relationship with her to kind of answer things for her. So I say, oh, so you value your health and you value family. But I really could have asked her, like, hey, remind me, what are those things that are really important to you? What are your values? I know we've talked about them, and let her bring that forward to really connect better.
Yeah. Okay. And if you were to make a suggestion for somebody who may be new to using these strategies or motivational interviewing strategies, what would be some first best steps for people?
Yeah, well, I think one of the things would be we do have a resource on our Academy HPW webpage about connecting values, goals to action planning. So it's kind of a small 3-step handout. So I encourage people to go there. And that's part of what I'm trying to kind of model. That's why we chose this little section of the conversation. But beyond that, it's just practice. It takes time. Like we know any sort of skill building takes time. So if you can get a partner to do that with you or find a way to record like we did in this session so you can listen to ourselves, because sometimes I think I did a really nice job or I intended to, but my brain's hearing what I projected and intended, not necessarily actually what I did. So I encourage you to practice and get someone to practice with.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk today. I think it's a really valuable lesson for all of our listeners and for me as well. So thanks for being here. All right. Take
Awesome.
care.
Thanks. Bye.